Hi everyone, thanks for coming to my channel to watch me make the Magnolia Tables Classic Vanilla Bean Souffle. So this is my first time making any kind of souffle. I am a little nervous about it because the instructions literally say the timing on these souffles need to be precise. So talk about pressure. So I'm going to make an attempt to make these souffles and see how they come out. So let's get started. Okay, so bear with me while I read these instructions. I'm very nervous about this and I want to make sure I get each detail correct. So the first step in here is to brush the bottoms and sides of these ramekins. These are 5 ounce. Actually, these are 7 ounce, but I couldn't find a 5 ounce, so I went ahead with the 7 ounce. And we're gonna brush these and then dust them with granulated sugar. So let's get started with this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and brush this. I don't know if it says not to melt them, the butter, but I'm just gonna go and really coat these ramekins with butter. Nothing wrong with butter, right? Makes everything better. Okay, and it gets nice and messy. And I'll make sure I get the corners and the edges. So for this, she says to get ready for 4 tablespoons of butter. So I'm really coating these in here. So I hope this is the right amount. Let's see. Nice and messy. Okay. All right, now that these have been coated with butter, I'm going to go ahead and put these on our baking sheet. And once we put these on the baking sheet, we can go ahead and put this to the side and get ready for the souffle. Oh yeah, one last thing to do is coat the ramekins with sugar. So I'm just going to quickly wash my hands because it's, as you can see, it's gross. And I'm going to dust the ramekins. Hang on one second. Now that I have washed my hands of the grease and the butter, I'm going to go ahead and take my 1/4 cup of granulated sugar and I'm going to dust this around the ramekins. So I want to make sure I'm capturing every side. So see, just shift it around a little bit, the excess in there. Oh, that looks good. Okay. Well, lost some sugar, but that's okay. Okay. I'm just swiveling it around to make sure I capture all the spots with butter, which is the entire ramekin, and make sure it's coated. Okay. All right, now that the sugar is all coated, I didn't use a full 1/4, but there's really not much left. There's no space left, I should say, in the ramekin for more sugar. So let's get ready to make our mixture to put into these ramekins. Okay, so the next step is to take our eggs and separate them, with the egg yolks going in one bowl, and in the stand mixer we're putting the egg whites. So let's do this. I actually heard you can take a piece of garlic and rub your fingers on the garlic to pinch out the egg yolk. Well, I have not tried that yet. That seems a little fancy. Okay. Too fancy for me. Come on, last little piece. Oh, I got a little egg yolk in there, but I'll take it out. Okay. All right. Now that we've separated our eggs, we're going to go ahead and take our egg yolks and go over to the stove so we can start compiling our souffle. Okay, so let's get to souffléing. So I am going to put the burner on for medium heat, and I'm going to put the 2 tablespoons of butter in here. I'm going to let this melt, and then we're going to add in the ingredients of milk, vanilla bean, some salt, and bread flour. First, we're going to start with the bread flour, and we're going to mix it together with a whisker, and then we're going to add the remaining ingredients. So let's get this butter melted, and then we'll get the party started. Okay, so now that our butter is completely melted, I'm going to go ahead and put 2 tablespoons of bread flour into our mixture, our melted butter. And it says to whisk constantly until it's melted and combined, which is pretty fast. Like I said, I don't want to mess this up. I'm very excited about this souffle. Okay, so now that it's been all added, the flour is mixed with the butter. This is when I take our 1 cup of milk, add it to the flour and butter, a half a teaspoon of salt, kosher salt, and then 1 tablespoon of vanilla bean paste. I've never worked with vanilla bean paste, but I'm very excited because I do love vanilla. So, and now we whisk. And we whisk this together, and she says to keep this whisking for about 4 to 5 minutes until it thickens. And it smells so good. Okay, so this is getting thicker. We're about 3 minutes in, and she says to do this for about 4 to 5 minutes. So I am going to give it 1 more minute, just to make sure it's as thick as possible, and do the full 5 minutes. So just 2 or 1.5 minutes at this point to go. We are almost there, and it already smells amazing. So I'm very excited. Okay, I think it's perfect. It's thick enough. I don't know if it's the right thick, but it's been there for 5 minutes, so I think we're good to go. And we got nothing to lose but to try it. So I think we're good. It's very thick now. So let's go ahead and combine this with our egg yolk and the rest of the ingredients that we have and finish this up. Okay, so now that our vanilla bean milk mixture is ready to go, we're going to use 1/4 cup, and we're going to add in 1/4 cup each time into our egg yolk bowl, and we're going to whisk. So I'm going to take my first 1/4 cup, add it into the egg yolk, and then I'm going to start whisking. First 1/4 cup down. Next. It looks like this is the last of it. Oh, a little bit more. Okay. And now we just have a little bit more to go, and I'm going to actually use a spatula to make sure I get all of this milk mixture in. I do not want to miss any vanilla bean flavor. So okay. And I'm even going to scrape this because we need it all. Okay. I'm going to whisk the rest of this mixture. And this has officially been mixed and whisked together. We are now going to move over to our egg whites and we're going to whisk those to get some strong peaks going. So let's get that going. Okay, so now that our vanilla bean milk mixture is completely whisked, we are going to whisk our egg whites. So she says to do this for a little bit until it gets foamy, and then we're going to add 1/3 cup of sugar directly into here, and then we're going to whisk it until we get some really good peaks going. So let's whisk away. Okay, so it's getting a little foamy, so I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle in our 1/3 cup of granulated sugar. So she says to do this for about 3 minutes. So I'm going to wait a little bit longer. We're not at the 3-minute mark just yet, but I'm still looking for that peakiness that egg whites provides us. So we're almost there. Okay, so our egg white mixture is ready to go. It is getting that whipped cream feeling. So I'm going to stop the mixer, and now I'm going to fold half of our egg white fluff and put this into our egg yolk mixture. So she says to carefully fold this into this mixture. So I'm going to be extra careful. So I'm going to take half of this, about half, and I'm going to fold this together. Carefully scares me because am I being careful enough? I don't know. Slow and steady wins the race. That's what my 5th grade teacher always said to us, Mr. Lubin. Slow and steady. Careful to combine everything perfectly and combine. Now we're going to fold in the remaining egg white mixture. Okay. I think we are ready to go. It has the same consistency throughout. Looks like everything's mixed together. The egg yolks and the egg whites are back together. So I think we're good to go. And now the next step is to place these into our ramekins and then throw them in the oven. So let's do this. Okay, so we have our mixture and now we're going to add this into our ramekins. And I'm very excited because it smells so good. And I hope I did this right because I'm very excited. All right, so let's start off with a scoop. I'm going to come back and add some mixture. Oops, it's so greasy. Not as much as the others. Oh, it's so slippery on the sides because of the butter. I really went crazy on the butter. Okay. Now that all of them have been filled, I'm going to use the remaining and just fill up the rest. So let me just get the rest of this off our spatula and fill up the rest. But not least, actually going to use my spatula to make sure I get all of it out. I don't want to miss any of this flavor or the souffle. I want it all. I'm just going to even them out a little bit. Not that I don't think it matters, but I just want them to be a little flat. Like I know what I'm doing with souffles, but I'm going to pretend like this is what I should do. Okay, we are ready for the oven. So she says to bake undisturbed and make sure that they have risen and give it about 15 minutes. So let's move this to the oven. Okay, let's do this. Okay, these look amazing. And I'm very excited. I'm just pulling them out of the oven. And what she has us do last is take some powdered sugar and we're gonna sift that on top of our souffles. So let's get souffléing. All right. Okay. They smell amazing. So I'm pretty pumped to try these. So I think that's enough sugar. I'm gonna give it one last little spread here because I know it'll start to melt. And I think we're ready to try this. Okay, so we added powdered sugar to the top, and now it's the famous time to try it and see how it tastes. It smells so good. So let's go ahead. I'm nervous but excited. It says serve immediately, but it feels hot, so I'm just gonna give it a little blow. Amazing. So good. I'm not sharing. Delicious. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thanks for souffléing with me for my first time. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to our next meet. Thank you so much. Bye.